risking any ad revenue or anything. De har vel lagd denne PP, deres streamere, siden sist høst. De har vel lagd denne PP, deres streamere, siden sist høst. Vivian, I don't understand what you're saying. Very vascular, get you this, my man. Thank you, Dad Rage. The audio is delayed. Yeah, I'm not willing to go upstairs to change scenes right now, it doesn't matter. We need Capio for the competition. I need to talk to Capio as well. I'm DMing him right now. Do you need your own browners for the competition, or do you do spraying, spray tanning? We do it backstage. Someone say party stream covers. I think it's a bit the banter between Capio and Keeper is a bit fun. Party stream covers. It's fun and games. It's always fun and games. Such a nice body, no homo, thank you. There's the hobo cooking. There's no hobos here. Okay? Fuck the vegetables. I'm not warming them. Okay. Phone is in the pocket. This one there. is 2 meals. Both of them are amazing. No, no one can hear anything, Mikael. Let's see, turn off. Breakfast was dinner. It's the last meals. Breakfast. Cake. Okay. Should we watch? We need to watch this Greg video. Greg, this is you're too lean. My reaction. Let's see Brandon Harding talking about Greg taking tomorrow off. Why the fuck would I take tomorrow off, Tissue? Favorite people on the tried Gorilla Mind, Derek, more plays, more dates. I've never tried that one, no. I don't. Favorite is non-stimulant. I don't think Brandon Harding is too lean.
What's up, guys? Brandon, more plates, more dates. Wait, that's the wrong intro. I've been watching way.
This guy isn't claiming that he's talking about what he's taking.
Too many of Derek's videos on the Stairmaster recently. What's going on, guys? Brandon Harding here. Hope you're having a great day. Today we are going to be reacting to a video that Greg made about me yesterday.
He's suffering immensely, and I've watched a video posted yesterday and today,
which was based around the topic that he thinks that I'm getting too lean too fast for my show, and that if I continue on the way I am, result in losing muscle mass, when obviously the goal for prep, one of the main goals for dieting for a competition, is to decrease the body fat as much as possible to present a physique on stage while maintaining as much muscle mass as possible. Obviously, when you are supported by anabolics and everything, it is easier to maintain muscle mass. Even with that, it's not absolutely certain that you will retain all of the muscle mass. If you're dieting to a certain extent, you will still lose muscle mass. Just like fat, muscle can be utilized as a energy source if the body needs it, so it's really important to not diet down too hard. And Greg made a reaction video to my previous 2 YouTube videos, and he seems to think that I'm dieting too hard.
the dude is shredded. He's actually too lean for how many weeks he has left.
And being 3 weeks out, I shouldn't be in the condition that I am currently. I'm currently 19 days out from the regional qualifier, the first show of the season that will allow me to compete in the pro qualifying events that are going to be weeks after the first show. So in total, I might be on prep for another 6 weeks total. Before Greg posted his video, he was kind enough to send me a private message. There was paragraph upon paragraph upon paragraph of a lot of advice, and I was very, very, like, you know, pleasantly surprised by this. He was very kind, and he was nice enough to give me his 2 cents as a coach and a friend, which was really, really nice. And he let me know at the end of it that he would be posting a YouTube video talking about this, because he believed that you guys could learn a substantial amount by using me as an example of someone that could potentially be dieting too hard. Whether I think I am, we're going to get into that, because me and my coach,
I hope Copy will be filming wherever
every single day from someone that is a lot more educated from this standpoint than me, with obviously asking questions and learning as much as I can along the way. And collaboratively, we are trying to develop a physique and bring a package to a stage that I've never ever brought before. But Greg's opinion is obviously well respected, and I really did appreciate it, because he's a very, very knowledgeable guy. Me and Greg, we have worked together in the past, so I do know the way Greg likes to coach people. So it didn't really surprise me that he would have this kind of opinion on the way I'm dieting, because he doesn't really believe in yo-yo dieting, bulking and cutting. I feel like Greg's standpoint to prepping is very similar to his day-to-day, being consistent, not having to drop calories to a dangerous amount, maintaining a lean body mass all year round, so it doesn't actually take that long to get competition ready. Hence why Greg is around 10% pretty much the majority of the year, and then doesn't really have to lose much body fat percent to be stage ready. Greg can probably lose about 4 to 6% body fat, and he will be show ready. Me, for example, I started prep around 18% body fat, because I did try and bulk up a little bit to gain muscle a little bit faster than I would if I was just at my maintenance or just above my maintenance on a daily basis. I understand one of Greg's main standpoints is that you can make lean gains, you can main gain on the off season, but of course when you are looking at the caliber of like, you know, top pro athletes and you have a certain amount of time to gain a lot of muscle tissue, I'd like to leave no stone unturned. I would like to increase my body fat ever so slightly if it could potentially enable me to grow a little bit more muscle mass on the off season with the short period of time that I do have to do this before I start dieting and in between competition seasons. Just out of respect, I'm not going to be reading the text message that Greg sent to me because that was a private message, but I will be reacting to his video. And I'm going to start off by reading the comment that actually dropped on Greg's video. I'm just loading at the video right now. This is a completely different setting to any YouTube video I've made before. This is actually the Hardcast podcast setup. I thought it'd be a nice switch up and pretty cool considering most of Greg's videos are him sat down talking and narrating and reacting to various videos. I thought it would only be fitting to kind of do the same thing, reacting to one of his videos and utilizing like the mic setup and stuff that I have for the podcast. And it's kind of nice to just sit down. Like I've already done my 45 minutes fasted cardio today. I'm 2 meals in. I'm going to be training in about 3 hours, so I've got one more meal to eat. I'll be training about 4:30, and then after the workout I'm going to be doing some steps to hit my 10k for the day. And it's a really, really nice day today. Like the sun has come out in Canada, so thankfully for the last couple of days here in Canada, because I'm actually flying home a lot sooner than I expected to, because my coach has actually requested that I go home a bit sooner so we can see my physique in person 2 weeks out from the show, so we can closely analyze my physique to make a plan that's a bit more accurate than me sending just check-ins, because although check-ins are very accurate, he wants to see me in person so we can analyze my physique to let me know what the 2-week plan, because if I am in good enough condition, it means we can actually pull back on cardio slightly, meaning I'll be on my feet less closer to the show, which will bring out more detail in my quads and my hamstrings and my glutes through excessive amounts of cardio and leg days. You do typically take out leg days 10 days before a show or a week to allow all the water in the legs, all the water retention to drain away, which is basically just decreasing the inflammation. But as well, doing excessive amounts of cardio can be quite detrimental in terms of hiding the condition in your legs. So if we can pull off cardio close to the show, that would be fantastic, because one, I'm going to be dragging my ass across the floor and it's going to be very hard to do cardio, and two, it'll be nice to be able to bring out more condition in my legs by doing a little bit more and not have to have like body fat to necessarily still lose, because hopefully in the next week and a half will be pretty much there, and then we can lay off for the last week and cruise nicely into the show. Most of the activity I'll be doing will be through some light pump workouts and building my posing routine to present on stage. To be honest, posing is basically cardio, because, you know, some would argue that posing is actually harder than cardio. The kind of sweat that you can build up going through a few mandatory poses, building a routine, is that of, you know, cardio. It's literally the same thing. But yeah, so essentially I'm going to be going back to the UK a little bit sooner than expected, which I'm really happy about. I haven't been home in the past I haven't seen my dog or my dad or my nan or my brother or any of my family in the past 8 months, because obviously we went to Dubai in November to avoid what was happening in the UK, but now the UK is opening back up. Canada has gone in the complete opposite direction, but we're not competing in Canada. Inevitably was flying home on the 26th anyway, but we're going to be leaving on the 21st, 5 days sooner, which I'm really happy about. We just loaded up Greg's video. I'm going to quickly read the comment that I dropped on his video before reacting to some of the things that he said, because I agree with the majority of what he said, but there are some things that I do strongly disagree with at the same time. He doesn't actually know the plan of action that we have over the next 2.5 weeks. He has given a very educated standpoint and a lot of valid points, but also there are some things that do need to be mentioned as well, because he, you know, doesn't know the whole plan. The comment says, Greg privately reached out to me and told me he'd be making this video. He actually was kind enough to give me some really good advice in private. I know he's only coming from a coaching standpoint and trying to be a good friend. It might look like I'm struggling or like I've dieted too hard, but I can promise you I have a lot left in the tank. I might look quite lean in pictures and in videos, but in person there is still some work to be done. I have 100% trust in my coach and his plan for getting me in the best condition of my life and in the healthiest way possible, because that is the main thing, getting in the best condition of my life but also in the healthiest way possible. From an anabolic standpoint, this prep is substantially lower than my previous preps that I've done. The quote, less is more, couldn't apply more in this way and the way I've approached this dieting phase. I remember 2 years ago Greg made a video about my anabolic stack stating that it was too much, which at the time, my prep 2 years ago, I was on quite a lot of anabolics and I did agree completely with what he said. Taking that advice on board and listening to my coach Callum, who I'm actually going to be living with for the entire peak week of this prep, so we can closely analyze everything I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. The last sessions of this prep will be taken and led by Callum. If you've seen any videos of me training with Callum before, they are very intense. There is no stone unturned and he will, you know, rinse every last bit of energy out of me. Also, my videographer Zane is going to be living with us as well. Peak week for the show, we're going to be living with Callum and we're going to hopefully be posting a YouTube good video every single day, 7 days till show day. Show day might take a little bit longer to edit because it's going to be a lot more going on, but there will be a video every day leading up to the show, hopefully. Taking this advice on board, I've proceeded with this prep from a more healthy standpoint, making it more of a priority than it ever has been before. I would like to compete in the sport for a very long time. Managing my blood, using the word healthy is definitely far-fetched from the truth, but we're definitely trying to stay as close to that as possible. I completely respect where Greg is coming from. I know he's competed in many times and has a world of experience that I'm yet to learn. I just feel as though I have a responsibility to be the leanest I can possibly be, pushing myself to a place to learn what I am truly capable of. This is because I'm extremely motivated right now, and I've never been so inspired and dedicated to a prep. This prep is different to any other prep ever before, because not only am I working with Callum right now, who is an incredible coach, and I actually worked with him for the majority of the off season leading up to this too, so he knows my body very well. I have 100% trust in him, but it's not just, you know, the trust in the coach that makes a good prep. It's the headspace that the athlete has to be in to follow a prep. I have never been more mentally ready for this, and I feel like a lot of it has to do with maturity as well. The older you get, you really truly realize how important the things are that you want to do are to you and what your goals are. Because if you're like going into a prep half-hearted, it's gonna be very easy to just fall off. And when it gets hard and you get a bit demotivated and you start questioning why you're even doing what you're doing, it's really easy to fall off. It's really easy to cheat on your diet, and that's when things get even more difficult, because then the head games start. Not only are you changing everything about your hormonal balance, you're also taking your body to a place that it does not want to be in. So struggle is inevitable, and questions will occur in your mind throughout the entire duration of this prep. So you need to make sure that you're doing it for the right reason. The reason this prep has been so enjoyable, yes, it's been very difficult, and I've pushed myself already to a place that I've never been before, and we still have 2.5 weeks left, but it's because I'm so mentally focused and I know what I want to do. I know I want to be a pro. I know the regional qualifier is a stepping stone to the greater goal, and to achieve that, I'm going to have to do something I've never done before and bring a package to the stage that I've never brought before. Finally, I said I understand that the first show is only a regional qualifier and I don't need to come in 100% peak condition. There will still be plenty left in the tank for the shows following towards my pro qualifying event. I would rather diet down extremely far and have to feed up into the show rather.
This dude, he doesn't know what he's doing almost at all. He has someone telling him what to do, which has more experience than him. He's just genetically gifted.
Than not be dieted enough and panic towards the end. This is a lot of it as well, being prepared and having dieted too much and then be able to eat more towards the show and lay off cardio, than panicking last minute, 2 weeks out. Shit, I'm not ready, I'm still fat, my lower back hasn't come in,
Really?
I'm a week out, my glutes aren't even in yet, and you start doing things drastically, and that's when things start to spiral, and it becomes a very, very unpleasant experience, and then prep is even more unenjoyable than it already is. Therefore, we are trying to get ready a little bit early to take out the guesswork and just to make it a more pleasant experience. So there are going to be hard days, but we're doing this from a preparation standpoint, preparing. We're putting myself in the best position possible to not have to stress close to show, because that, like I said, is the worst thing. When stress is high in the body, you can hold a considerable amount of water retention as well, which is going to make your physique look like a bag of shit. As Greg would say, a bag of milk. And I don't want to look like a stressed out bag of milk. That doesn't really sound good in any sense of the word. This is only my 6th show, and I'm learning every step of the way. Finding the perfect balance will only come through time and experience for myself. I appreciate the educated video, Greg. Thank you for looking out for me. I am learning as I'm going, and I don't know everything, and I'm just listening to the advice of someone else as well. These decisions aren't based off my hormonally imbalanced prep mind, and I'm just...
Listen, the thing he's a bit wrong about is, like, if he does like Greg fears, losing too much muscle because of dieting too much, which I don't know, haven't seen him pose. You can't gain that muscle back by eating more in the end. You can't. Those muscles are lost and won't come back until you go off season again. He's forgetting that.
just like trying to diet down stupidly far because I'm scared that I won't be show ready. There is more structure to this prep than I can comprehend, that I care to, that I can even try and explain, to be honest. Callum is a very, very intelligent man. But we're going to bring up some points from Greg's video.
He's already under 6% body fat, approaching 5%.
I have to strongly disagree with that. I'm nowhere near like 5% body fat. I definitely am still around like 8 to 7%. I understand in pictures and stuff on Instagram, you are going to look a lot more conditioned. You're under the best lighting. You have maybe added some sharpening or some contrast to the picture. The physique updates that I post on Instagram are the most accurate representation of what my physique is looking like. But the thumbnail is in the gym, massively pumped up, which is going to bring the veins to the surface of the skin, therefore making you look more conditioned than you actually are. I'm not close to 5%. I'm closer to like 7 or 8%. I still have a couple percent left to go. I appreciate the compliment, and I'm glad that I look leaner than I am. We do have time, which is nice.
He's not natural, openly admits he's on all the goodies. Still can't do it, still feels like garbage. So just because you're on PDs doesn't mean it's easy. You still have to suffer. Do you not see the suffering this man's doing to try and win the show?
I couldn't agree with this more. Just because someone does take anabolics on a prep does not make it easier. In fact, I'd argue that it actually makes it harder because there's so many more variables to consider, and injecting yourself on a day-to-day basis is not a pleasant thing to be able to do. You know,
it doesn't make it harder, my dude. That's fake news. That's fake news.
You know, stabbing yourself in the morning when you're already feeling vulnerable and, you know, kind of weak is a difficulty in itself. But then also there's the hormonal imbalance, which makes it a lot more difficult to manage a prep. The expense as well. If you're not someone that's like, you know, financially stable, supplementation on a prep can be very expensive, which can add another difficulty level to a prep. Because if you're not, you know, financially comfortable and you do have to, like, you know, budget your prep and do things, because even entering the show was like £120. Like total on a prep stat, you can spend anywhere from £1,000 to £2,000. If you want to run high levels of GH, you can spend £4,000 to £5,000 on a prep. Like, it's a lot more expensive than people think. So this does add in a difficulty factor. And as well, when on PDs, you do have the potential to push harder in the gym, therefore to give more to your workouts, which is going to be more taxing on the body. That is going to result in you being more tired throughout the day because you can give more. I'm not saying that people that are natural can't push as hard, because they definitely can, but there definitely is more of a relentless ability to push when on, you know, PDs.
Up the calories. He's eating far
it's
too
not hard
few
for
calories.
him because of money.
I've
he
already
has a
seen
lot.
the video. He eats 2,000 calories
I
on
said it
days
could be hard
off
for
and 2,400 on training days.
Well, my calories have actually been dropped even more since that. Calories on a non-training day are now on 1,800, and my regular day calories are on 2,400. So calories have been dropped just a little bit, but this isn't anything that's like new to me. I have dieted before 3 days in a row to bring a condition. After I really messed up my diet on my previous show, I was on 1,200 calories for 3 days straight. It did result in some serious headaches. It was basically a bikini girl prep diet, but it helped me bring condition after I messed up. And some people do have to go to this extent, you know, to...
I have over dieted. I did that in 2018. For my last show, I had been dieting for 9 months straight. The best conditioning I bought was to the first show. I did 2 weeks, no, 4 weeks in between competition number 2 and 4. And I did 2,000 calories for 4 weeks. Felt like I was dying, and that was in the end of the prep.
Bring the last bit of condition to...
I had already been in contest shape for 1-2 weeks prior to that show. Like 6 weeks.
Bring out the glutes, to bring out the hamstrings. You do have to do low days. Yes, it's not healthy. This is the big differentiation between the way Greg preps and the way some other people prep. Maintaining a lean body mass all year round enables him to not have to push as hard, and maybe he keeps his clients as well at a lean body mass. So therefore you don't really have to do these drastic things, but in the simplest terms possible. I don't want to maintain a lean body mass all year round because I fucking love food way too much to be, you know, worrying about what I'm eating 365 days a year. Some days I just want to pop to the chicken.
I don't think I'm struggling when it comes to food right now. 5,500 calories. Probably leaner than he is off season anyway. You don't need to struggle to keep this. This is easy. This is easy, boys. The struggle is to make all the food. That's what you're struggling with.
chicken shop and have a Pepe's and have 20 wings covered in lemon and herb sauce. Sometimes I want to go and get 17 hash browns at McDonald's because I just crave hash browns. And other times I'd like to sit in with my family, watch a movie and eat a Chinese and not have to track it, because, you know, tracking your food every single day isn't necessarily an enjoyable thing to do. Yes, it's a lifestyle, but when you push yourself to the extent that you do on a competition prep, you take your body and your mind to a place where it kind of needs a bit of a break afterwards. It's nice to just not have to track and not have to think. Yes, the off-season should be structured and you shouldn't just, you know, eat whatever you want mindlessly. But if you are someone like me that likes to have like a Chinese on the night time, you know, pop to your local Indian and get a vindaloo. I like a chicken paffia personally. Those things, you know, aren't going to fit into your healthy calculated macros for the day, but they're fucking enjoyable to eat, and that's why I like to eat them. And that's why in my off-season I do gain a little bit of body fat, because I like to enjoy my food. I don't like to do things the way Greg likes to do things, and a lot of people don't. I understand a lot of his recipes are very enjoyable, macro friendly, and those are really fun and creative to do a lot of the time. But now and again, I like a takeaway, and I like to just not open MyFitnessPal and track everything that I do, and that's a totally normal thing to do.
You don't need to open your MyFitnessPal and track everyone. If you have a diet plan, you can just eat whatever the diet plan says. Fixed.
Staple foods in the day that you like to have consistently, so your grocery list isn't a maze every single day trying to go around the grocery store trying to pick a different, you know, recipe for every single day. It's nice to have some consistency in your life, but every now and again it's also nice to not have to think and just put food in your mouth and eat it and not have to track the macros. There are so many different ways you can go about trying to build muscle and just like living a healthy lifestyle. Some are easier than others, and everyone has a different way of doing things, but you have to do the one that's the most enjoyable for you to do and the easiest one to maintain, because you have to be in this for the long run. Making progress in the gym or just transforming your body in any way, it takes years and years and years.
He is five. Like I like this guy. He's maybe not humble, but he's entertaining. He looks good. Even though he doesn't know everything, he's trying, and he will gain a lot of knowledge. His physique and his genetics are incredible. Seems to be a nice dude, but he's over-explaining stuff. That's the only thing. I think he's just over-explaining a lot of different things. This diet is like this and that, and it's well-planned, structured. My coach knows it. Like, fuck. It's just... He's just putting you on the correct amount of calories so you will lose enough weights or enough body fat. It isn't anything else. It's no magic he's doing.
To even 10 years to develop an admirable physique, and I've been training now for about 8 years. It's taken me a while to get here, but I've learned a lot along the way, but I do still, you know, have a lot to learn as well.
Rather than being 245, it would have been better to be 235. He'd have less weight to lose, easier to cut. He would look better if he dieted slower, but he's chosen this dramatic calorie deficit because he doesn't know any better.
I do have to disagree with that, because I have done the longest prep I've ever done. He basically mentioned that I am doing this very drastically. I've been on prep now for almost 15 weeks. The total duration of this prep is going to be 18 weeks before the first show. Fastest prep I've ever done was 11 weeks, and that was a lot more drastic than this. Previous prep before this was 16 weeks. This is the longest prep I've ever done, and it has been the most enjoyable, and I've been able to maintain the most muscle mass. I've actually grown into this prep. I posted a transformation on Instagram just yesterday.
This is a good... look at this physique. Look at the waistline. The waistline makes the whole physique here. If I had that waistline, I would beat everyone. His chest isn't that special. Arms, I would say, not that good at all. Shoulders, pretty good. Waistline, just really small, which it should be. Shouldn't be holding a stomach like this. This is bad. Good legs.
And my starting physique to the current physique I have.
You can see it here, like the arms. Okay, the arms are decent. They're not small when they're getting well defined, but they're overpowered by the shoulder and legs, because his legs are incredible. Waistline and legs, absolutely the best.
Have from the pictures I took just 2 days ago. I have grown into this prep like a lot of...
No, you haven't grown into the prep. You look bigger when you have less body fat. That's just how it is.
What Greg mentioned in this video is the fact that I'm losing muscle mass, and he's scared of me.
Okay, from behind he has the same problem as me. Looks like he has skinny stick legs from behind his back. Not the best. You can see he hasn't been growing. But he has the same problem as me, legs looking small from behind. Even though he has incredible hamstring and quads.
You know, going into the show having to sacrifice certain mass, but because of the fact that I'm on PEDs and, you know, my diet hasn't been that restrictive until this point, until the last moment, I've actually been able and privileged enough to grow into the show. So if, you know, if Greg did analyze my entire prep over the last 15 weeks and not just the past 2 weeks of videos and not just the past 2 weeks of diet, I feel like he'd be a lot more educated from the standpoint of like the way we've actually done this prep and not just gathered the immediate information he has utilized to make this video. If he did a bit more research,
It wouldn't be more educated, it would be more well informed of what you have been doing. Education. It's not educating.
you would have actually known that this prep has been very enjoyable and my calories have been around 3,000 for the majority of the time, except for the past 2-3 weeks.
Can't sleep. How is he going to build muscle if he can't sleep? Remember when I said sleep is the most underrated thing in bodybuilding? I'd rather take sleeping aids than fat burners. He needs to figure out how to get some sleep, or it's going to get worse. It's going to continue to get worse.
I have kind of figured out a way to, you know, get a bit more sleep in. I do have 5-HTP. I do supplement melatonin. I've also been utilizing some Canadian herbs, considering the fact that that's totally legal in Canada, and it's something that I've never actually ever done before in my entire life. I'm 24 years old. I've actually never done that kind of thing before. Maybe I've had the odd bad experience in the past, or maybe just done too much, but trying to be as open and honest as possible. 2 drags, like 2...
I have to say I'm giving it to this guy. I love his honesty. This is a big thumbs up. If you haven't tried it before, it doesn't matter. Many people on 24 years old that is into this hasn't been using weed before. But why would he even mention that? He's honest about everything. The drugs he's taking, that he's using weed for sleeping, melatonin.
puffs or 2 like, you know, little sucks. I don't this is how much I have no idea about it. 2 little...
Do you know what you should do? You should eat those what is it called? You don't see what image he's saving there. Edibles, yeah. He's not saving an image copy. He has openly told us what steroids he's using. Everything. He's just open about everything, and that's good.
You know, puffs before bed, and within 10 minutes I am jolly and I am able to relax and just chill out a little bit. Yes, I am on trend. My sleep has been detrimentally affected as soon as that started. It did start 4 weeks out, and now we've been doing it for the last week and a half. And yes, sleep has been affected, but with melatonin, 5-HTP, some Canadian herbs, I have been able to, you know, really drastically increase the length of my sleep. On average, I'll receive about 6 to 8 hours at the moment, which to be honest is like pretty average for me. Like on the off season, I probably get like 5 to 6 hours. I'm actually getting more sleep right now on prep.
5 to 6 hours. When will you be open to?
Based on the fact that I'm
when I go away from Norway,
utilizing this. No, it's not something I'll be doing on a, you know, day-to-day basis after prep. I don't love the way it makes me feel, but it definitely helps me sleep at the moment. So we will continue it on for the duration of prep, and then when prep is done, I will fall asleep with a full belly of food and not have to, you know, smoke before bed.
If you added those 10 calories, it would help you. And why stop at 10? Why stop at 100? You need 500 calories more right now, Brandon. I am telling you, eat 500 calories more every day. 2,000 and 2,400. Change that to 2,500 and 2,900, and thank me when you win your pro card.
I can't just go and eat 500 calories. Like, there's a reason my plan has been devised the way it is. Like, I appreciate Greg's humor and, you know, his standpoint from this video. I do get overly critical about the numbers on preps and stuff. There's nothing else to think about when your whole life is prep, and all you can think about is the variables and the numbers. And I've always been the kind of person that likes to understand everything about what I'm doing and knowing exactly what my protein, fats, and carbs, you know, other micronutrients are, how I can decrease calories in certain areas to be able to have them in other areas and everything. That's just because I have like quite an obsessive personality. That's just my OCD. That's the kind of person I've always been from a young age. When you have nothing else to think about other than food, prep, I have other things to think about too. Like I have a YouTube channel, I run a lifting equipment and an app company, which is a coaching app and fitness equipment. I also run a podcast now, hence the setup. I make YouTube videos and have to edit them all myself, as well as the podcast. I actually have some help editing the podcast right now because I have no more time on my hands. The development of future hard body.
You shouldn't edit podcasts. That's the whole point. That's
Products. I'm actually currently working on another company that's going to be releasing in the first quarter, hopefully, of next year, which is going to, I mean, I'm not going to say anything just yet, but it's I've never been so excited to release something in my entire life. And I know that everyone's going to love it. And I know that everyone, little hint, everyone is going to want more of it when they have got it. I'm not going to say any more about that, but I'm very busy, and that's just like the way I like to live my life and the way I like to do things. So yes, if I can decrease my calorie count with calories that aren't necessary to my current plan by just switching my energy drink to another one that I enjoy just as much, going from Monster, which is 10 calories, to Bang, which is 0 calories, I enjoy them both the same. If I can do it, then why not? If you can do something that's going to make you better, then why not just do it? Instead of coating your food in like endless sauce and drinking all the energy drinks in the world, yes, I do have an energy drink every single day. Some people would argue you shouldn't have any of that. You shouldn't have any caffeinated beverages. You shouldn't have anything with carbonation in it. But that's just the other end of the spectrum. I'm somewhere in the middle. I completely agree with what Greg's saying, but I also agree that there does need to be some sort of accountability and balance. And it's nice to think about numbers because it keeps my mind busy. So that's the reason I do it.
And then eat the same amount of calories and slowly build muscle from there. And the next diet he goes on, he won't have to drop to 2,000 calories. And instead of weighing 208 pounds a month out, he'll be 220 pounds a month out.
It is bullshit, actually.
That is how you bodybuild.
I would love to be 220 pounds shredded. That is the...
There's something really scuffed with the headset
no matter what
there.
happens on this prep, if I compete like 2 or 3 times for my pro card and I don't get it, I think after like a third attempt, which will be the 4th show of the season, mean I have to peak my body 4 times. If I don't get it on the 3rd attempt, I'll pretty much know that I'm not yet ready to get a pro card, that there is more work to be done. Therefore, I'll be taking a bit of an off season.
If he comes in good conditioning, he can win the pro card for sure.
But of course, the main goal is to leave the season with an IFBB pro card, and we're going to be competing as many times as physically possible and in the healthiest way possible to make that a reality. It's probably going to take about 1.5 years to maybe even 2.5 years of off seasons to gain about 10 pounds of muscle tissue, meaning that even then I'll be stepping on stage absolutely bone dry shredded at around 212 pounds. To be 220 pound stage shredded, my last stage weight was 191 pound. Greg, where am I pulling 29 pound of lean muscle tissue? Like if you know someone, if you can promise me that your anabolic cookbook will help me gain 29 pound of...
I know where you can go, my friend. This, my man, is where you need to go. Let's have a look down to Kuwait. This, my man, is the place to add 20 pounds of a lean muscle mass. Why do you speak English? Make a guess, you dumbass. When are we going?
دائما عود مشتركينه انه يوفر لهم افضل الوسائل في كل شيء. اليوم اكسجين جاب جهاز.
Right.
Put on a new face. Climb down off the hilltop, baby. I've got dreams, yeah, dreams to remember.
You live in Norway, yes.
Yeah.
They put their palms in the cloud, holla at me. Let's not limit it. Infamous and kindred, it's intrinsic when it's still in us from.
I've got dreams, yeah, dreams to remember. Help me out,
Yo, my determination runs every aspect. Mentally, I'm no dummy. Scholar got skill. Can't take what I visualize from me. You pull the willow strategy. Pharaoh's the king of queens. Who fiends for teens to view it as the new theme music. Use it to shape their futures when they daydream to it. Never elusive, never claim stupid. Lucid, boost your
Wait, there has to be more. This guy. Sell your soul to this guy, and you can become a big boy. Why isn't it working?
Business as 52. No, it's I have something in my mind that businessman born as a business. You cannot do business by luck or by studying business. For me, the business is in my blood. I think I born with this, this blood. But you know, as age going up, the dream going up, and it start to be growing and growing and growing until now, and you see what's happening. No, usually my father was a businessman and very rich, and suddenly, you know, the stock market is broke. And from my father broke, I learned to start something because, you know, the life is not safe.
Yeah. Jesus. Was that outside the gym?
وثاني الي اقزك. لا مو بالكاميرا يا معود. فشلتنا مو ضعف اصفى وبعدين اقزك. روحي المجروح. هذول اثنين الي هون واثنين لعادل. واحد منهم بومبويز والثاني بينات باتر. هذا ميكس شنو هذا مالنا؟
Peanut butter.
بومبويز بينات باتر.
ايه ميكس بومبويز بينات باتر. هذا السر مالنا. اول شيء تمرين قبضة عكس قبضات واسعة.
Peanut butter. Okay, let's see what more we got there today before we go to bed. I commented on one of his videos, and I think he locked it on top.
I denne videoen.
Yes, pinned by Dr. Wasim Said. He had a really good video about dieting for normies, and I said it was a good video. This is all you, as a noob to the gym or to dieting. He says everything you need in this video. So if you're Norwegian and can watch, I recommend you that video. Let's see. Link it.
I denne videoen.
Here it is. He's explaining. But boys, should we do a little round of Warzone just to try out the new internet connection? I think we need to.
summertime love. Give me summertime love. Boys, boys, boys. Let the summertime roll. Let the summertime roll. Boys, boys, boys. We're looking for a good time. Boys, boys,
Looking for a good time.
for our love. Boys, boys, boys. We're looking for a good time. Boys, boys, boys. We're ready for your love. Take, 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 take.
New viewers who haven't seen this.
Can't stop now, don't you know? I'm never gonna let you go. Don't go. Can't stop now, don't you know? I'm never gonna let you go. Don't go. All I know is that's me. You look like you're lots of fun. Open up your loving arms. Watch out, here I come, 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 come. Color my love.
It's a good edit. I laugh every time I see it. Okay, let's try out Warzone with the new internet connection. Let's try out Warzone with the new internet connection. Just one game. Change setting? No. Points? Yeah, you might get some points. Favorite fun zone editor, man? Yes, late night. You're allowed to join copy if you want to. Guess you're sitting in front of your computer having a good time. Astero. Find Warzone, yeah. Update requires restart. There's no Warzone keeper, this is fun zone. Because we're having fun. Yes, poggers. We got a new graphics driver that came out there 1 or 2 days ago, I think. Okay, installing shaders. Fuck, it's warmer. Computer going from 40 degrees to 70. Astero, can I ask you what the fuck are you talking about today? What the fuck are you talking about today? After you. Look at his logs, Capio, for the last messages. Power grab. Collect enemy dogs tag to unlock rewards. 80s action heroes. Trios Brander. 4%. I guess installing shaders isn't faster. Okay, if you're not drunk, Astero, why are you typing weird stuff in chat? Just asking. I am hearing America in my ears. Okay, what are... Can you explain? I think you are drunk, or you took some other kind of drugs. If you're hearing America in your ears, The bad side of the GPU, 2080. Explain to us, Astero, what are you hearing and who's talking to you, or what are you hearing? %. We can listen to some Kevin Lerone again. Service pooping the pants, Monka. I have it on automatically download copy. You should do that as well. You have gigabit, you won't even notice. I see numbers and hearing colors. Stuck. Someone is blocking what? Someone is blocking what, my man? Capio is already boycotting Blizzard. What are they blocking, Astro? What are they blocking? Tell us. No. Yes, you need to tell us. We need to know what's happening. Come on, find a match for fuck's sake. Why would they do that with you? Told us they did. You told us. We're just asking you to tell us so we know. Chan me and Gazam. Only Chan me and you.
Powergram. Collect dog tags to unlock rewards. Mark a drop point for your team. You'll lead them in.
Unfinished business, Monka.
Anyone need this? Hostiles dropping into the area. Watch the... Located a supply bin. Secure that position. Gas is moving. We've got a UAV on station, ready for flyout.
How the fuck do we get up on the roof?
Contract updated. New objective identified. Contract updated. New objective identified.
Oh fuck.
Primary objective is covered. All supply boxes are down.
Let's get all looks good. I'll drive, hands off.
No! Stuck!
Gas is moving in. Two safe zones located.
That is fucking horrible.
We've got gas moving in.
Need this.
Located a supply bin. Secure that position. Contract updated. New objective identified. Contract updated. New objective identified. Enemy dropping into the AR. All supply boxes found. Solid work. Enemy UAV overhead. Precision airstrike available. On your mark.
What the f... I thought it was... I'm so bad. Did he take my money?
Last shot, soldier. Step it up. You've got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
Can't even... I didn't even shoot at him.
Still remain.
It wasn't even for pay game because I didn't even shoot.
Enemy launched an advanced UAV. We're exposed.
Where did he go? What is that? Gas? Were there two people?
Enemy UAV overhead.
Let them shoot each other. Why how can there be two? There's... Yeah, this was horrible. Airstrike them, yeah, I should have done that. No, they weren't cheating. They were dog shit as well. Okay, we can play another day, Capio. Yeah. Just leave your Battle.net client on. This is the last game anyway. I need to get a loadout fast. Okay? Loadout fast, and then we're just hammering them down. They were noobs. Come on. I'm giving points out in the end. Birthday points for Lords.
Gear and weapons. Take to make you ready for deployment. Alright, that's enough mucking about. Now we do this for real. Enemy dropping into the AO.
Perfecto, everyone getting the same amount of points.
Power grab. Collect dog tags to unlock rewards.
To unlock rewards.
Supply box identified. Marking location now. We've got a UAV on station, ready for flyover. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead.
Fuck, I didn't collect any dog tags.
Last shot, solid. Step it up. Gas is inbound.
How? Lantern so you can feel it. How can he... Can they be teams? Can they actually be teams? There's only teams. It didn't say if it was correct enemy dog tag, but it doesn't say. Horrible of me. But yeah, it feels less laggy. It does. But boys, we had a long stream today. We're streaming more tomorrow. Is there anyone we know live? Let me have a look. Anyone we know live? Nah, Wake Wilder, we can raid him. Boys, have a good night and see you all tomorrow, okay? New stream tomorrow, more gambling, more lifting. Hope to see you tomorrow, and goodbye.